have great pleasure in welcoming the first Vice President of South Sudan, His Excellency Taban Dang Jai. I invite him to address the General Assembly.
South Sudan First Vice President Taban Dang Jai on Saturday 23 September 2017 at the UN headquarters in New York addressed the United Nations General Assembly with the situation of South Sudan. In his keynote message, General Taban Dang Jai said the Transitional Government of National Unity take initiative to implement the peace agreement by taking crucial steps to declare unilateral ceasefire, a release of the prisoners of war, initiating national dialogue to dialogue all the South Sudanese wherever they are, and the training of the Joint Integrated Police, as well as the meeting of the think tank members of the SPLM party in Kampala, Uganda, to create a room for the reunification of the SPLM party.
Mr. President, the theme that you have selected for this session, focusing on people, striving for peace and decent life for all on sustainable planet, resonate very well with the aspiration of our nation for peace, unity, development, and prosperity. Your selected theme is in line with the declaration of this year's 2017 by His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit at the Year of Peace and Prosperity. This solemn declaration is intended to cement our resolve that the aspiration our people have fought for, long hard for, are realized. However, realization of peace is greatly impeded with insufficient resources. We commend the effort of the IGAD, African Union, and international partners to shun and isolate political actors that seek power through violence. We urge all stakeholders to continue embracing this common position and renew our commitment to further build on the progress that we have made to ensure that our people inherit a future that we always envision and aspire to. Nonetheless, we do not wish to delude ourselves that peace, unity, and development can be achieved overnight, but require relentless and concerted efforts, dedication, and commitment by all partners, which we are all pursuing willingly, consciously, and vigorously. We strongly believe that peace is not a one-day affair or event. For us and our friendly partners in peace, there is simply no other viable alternative than making peace. Nonetheless, realization of peace takes time. Attaining peace in South Sudan is a process. It requires our collective efforts. It is a consistent and persistent build-up of positive steps towards achieving a world that we envision for the future generation in our country, in our continent, and in our world at large. However, we are confident that soon violence and wars shall be the stories of the past in the Republic of South Sudan. The National Dialogue Initiative, NDI, which was declared by His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, is making strong and steady progress with regard to government commitment to address a number of political and security issues with the view of creating an enabling environment for dialogue. Among others, major steps taken include release of prisoners, including journalists, expansion of the steering committee to include all relevant stakeholders in the country, ongoing reach out to opposition figures, and declaration of unilateral ceasefire.
General Taban assured the United Nations General Assembly that South Sudan peace agreement need a balanced approach to enable the total peace and development, adding that South Sudan as a country is preparing for the 2018 general election, urging all the political actors to respect the unilateral ceasefire.
It is important to incentivize peace and stability through a balanced approach to development and embracing a new way of working. Stabilization and recovery initiatives are essential, and emergency support need to be effectively complemented with some level of economic dynamism that provide new platform for social cohesion and resilient building. And responsibility is to give an opportunity for peace to all South Sudanese, which will enable them to choose their own leaders through a free, fair, and credible elections. Our focus for the remaining months of the transitional period, therefore, is to ensure that adequate preparation and creation of conducive environment for these elections are at the forefront of our priorities, and we will see to it that peace is realized and that sufficient resources have been allocated in these regards. Mr. President, these efforts are core building blocks and prerequisite for boosting confidence within our communities, which will stimulate them to voluntarily and gradually return to their homes. I would like to reiterate our stand that we are of the opinion that these efforts can only be sustained if and only if all political actors continue to respect and reciprocate the unilateral ceasefire declared by His Excellency President Ssbc early this year.
For the sustainable peace in South Sudan, all the political actors have to put the rights of the vulnerable population above their interests.
The implementation of peace agreement and revitalization of the peace process is going on in the country, said by the first Vice President Gerald Taban during his speech to the General Assembly of the UN in New York. Reporting for South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation in the UN General Headquarters, Poth Johnson, Matur, Akech.